Hey everyone, this is Lee, and welcome to Hyperspeed 3D Printing. No credits or anything in this video. It's just going to be me just repairing my plane, as I said I would be doing in my future videos. And now I'm back. I've got a hobby room. I have got, you've never seen this before, is quite big. Called an Ultrafly, which is a profile plane, delta wing. Delta wing means delta mixing, means these act as elevators and ailerons, and that's how it flies, elevators and ailerons mixing. We have just two servos on the front, which have been, well, I did anyway. I wrapped them in tape first. This is why you haven't seen it before. Wrap them in tape and then put some hot glue and then hot glue them into the foam on both sides. These are just piano wire. I've got to hot glue some of this, so you'll see me do that. This is where the battery goes, in the front of the canopy. It just fits inside there. Hopefully my LiPo batteries are fine. And I've also got to hot glue the motor as well, which is this. This is a old style brushless motor. It's a GWS. And the prop size is 9 by 70, well 90 by 70 if you want the official size. It's a GWS prop. It's an EP version. This speed controller on here will need soldering because we need some connectors on here. See, the connectors. This is a 15 amp GWS ESC speed controller as well. There you go. You can see it clearly. This is a special C speed controller. To arm this one, every time you turn your transmitter off and unplug your plane as well, you have to push the stick up, wait till it beeps, then push the stick back down, then the prop is armed. I'll have to take this prop off and turn it around the other way because it's going to be a pusher. You can get pushers and pullers on motors nowadays. Some for quadcopters, which is reverse spinning, so when the prop spins it creates a lot of torque and twists the plane one way, so you've got to push the ailerons the other way. That's what you've got to do when you trim planes out. I've already attached the model ply against this, and I found some woodish type black screws for the motor mount. Actually, these little tiny black ones here on the aluminium motor mount, and then I made a hole at the back from an old plane what I used to have before, and that's got a grub screw on the back, and then 4 screws go into the aluminium motor mount what goes inside there. So what I'll do is I'll plug my hot glue gun. When I first got this plane from it as a kit, it was white. This white. Been used quite a while, and then I measured from the nose to the first point here, drew a line from the centre point each way, and then I cut the hole inside for the prop to go inside. If you don't want the prop to go in the middle, you can also have it go across the nose here, or you can have it go in at the back, at the rear. But you'll lose quite a lot of ailerons or elevons. So just wait for my hot glue gun to warm up and start dripping. When you're out and about, I would suggest that you pick up these. Now you'll be wondering, what are those? You'll be going, and I'll be going, have you never been to a coffee shop before? These are free. So when you went to a coffee shop, just grab a few. Just you take your coffee and then grab a couple, and then take them home, because these are very good for mixing iodite, anything else, using them as a little tiny wooden spars where you model airplanes, and only coffee sticks, you get different styles. I've got no different ones. Even if you don't buy anything from the shop, you can always get your partner to pick up some. There you go, some different ones, slightly different. I've got a fair few more somewhere else, but these are just collected over time. If you like these type of videos, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn it grey, so then we know you've subscribed, then you know you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like these type of airplane builds. This is my balsa saw. Can cut through very small pieces of ply. I suggest that you invest in one of these balsa saws, which are pretty good. Maybe you'll probably need a decent craft knife, but look for ones with aluminium things on the top, because you get one with plastic, it'll snap quite easily. So I suggest that you invest in a metal or aluminium one. This blade, believe it or not, is it a new one? I think it's a new one. But when they get dull, get yourself some sandpaper and just sandpaper it a little bit and it'll become sharp again. And the last one started turning round on the blade here because I sandpapered it that much. Starting way down and it stopped, but it wasn't as sharp as a new one. So once you feel like you need to change it over, just change the blade over. And always keep it safe. Keep it safe. Put plastic back on. I did use my directional screwdriver to put the screws in, so you can just take it off and then you just turn it around. It just saves you looking for another screwdriver and you know you've got one to hand. Balsa glue. You're going to need some of this balsa cement as well. On some models you're going to need balsa cement as well. So years ago I picked up some, when they had it, a bigger box. It's called Duro, and that should last you quite a long time. And be careful, when it's in room temperature warm, it will run quite faster, so it makes you go a lot quicker. Most people use PVA glue on balsa, but I don't like waiting, it just dries quite quick. Where hot glue guns take ages to glue, they warm up. Yeah, we're getting there now. It's taking a while. So what we're going to do is disconnect the speed controller from the motor from the speed controller. So I've got it nice and free. Then when that's still warm up, we'll take the nut off. Because we've got to reverse the prop. It's best to get a little tiny lock nut, nylon lock nut. That's what that is. And then I put a little, I don't know if you can see it, but I put the nylon lock nut down the bottom because both sides are keyed with a square in the centre, so that makes it easy just to turn around the other way. When we get there. Because props don't work very well when they're backwards. So with it being that way, it's crushed the thing on the inside. Just round it off a bit more, so try and get it to fit back in. Turn around, put that down, get it to fit. The grip. And as we tighten that, it should squash the other nut inside. And there we have it. We have just reversed the prop around, so we get more efficiency when it goes that way. As I said, it's a pusher, so it'll be pushing the model that way, not pulling it that way. Those are the differences. So we're not going to need no balls to glue on this. It was all glued together by hot glue, really good. I had to make sure my room was to temperature. That was my problem when I had it. If you see these in your local Aldi's or Lidl's, I suggest that you pick up a pack, because you're going to go through quite a lot of hot gluing when building full models. Look at that. And these are just Parkside hot glue sticks. Then when I think we're ready, I'll bring you down to the table. You won't have to see me anymore. We're going to be gluing this bit over here. So move this out of the way. Quite warm. We'll lift up the hinge. And this will set quite fast. One little blob will do. That bit's done. And then we do the motor, which goes right down here at the back. So we'll try and get that as level as possible. 90 degrees. Angle. Take that off. Put a big blob here. Push that down. Now this bit doesn't really matter because you get your hot glue gun, and then we'll just build up the bead across the back. As it's pushing anyway. Just push it into place while it's still warm, while you've got a chance. Make sure you've got enough room with the prop. You don't want it touching the edge of the control horns where the push rods are. Now that's nice and clear. Probably will come back to here and put a triangle brace down here because there'll be some forces pushing like that on that back bit. Right there. I wonder if I can put a lollipop stick there with that there. So you see you can go in the back. So what we'll do is we'll chop a 45-degree angle. Just like that, to a 45-degree angle. While the hot glue gun's still hot, put a blob on. Right there. Adds a bit of strength. Do the other one. Measure off where we need to go. With your fingers. Put that 45-degree angle on that. And a bit of blob on. Put it down like that. And what we do is move that out of the way and then give it a good squirt. I know it's a bit messy at first. I'll give you a close-up in a minute. Once it's dry, set, gone cold. Gone cold, gone cold. And there you have it, look. Just braced up that back part. So when whatever forces, it'll be just pushing against them triangle pieces. Of course triangles work better as strength. I know this is a long process YouTube video, but there's nothing else I can do about it. Then we get our ESC speed controller. Let's put it down here. It doesn't really matter at the moment, as long as your fingers are out of the way. Of course you can always swap 2 of the wires over to make sure it's spinning and the air's flowing backwards. And then we just get the wires. It doesn't matter which side at the moment it is. This is going to be a 7-part video anyway. And then the triangle piece is what we'll just put here. We can actually put a tiny bit of zip tie there just to hold the wires in place. Just move out of the way for now. And that's it for today. So, let's see. So, if you stay tuned and tell people about my builds, what I'm starting to do again here on YouTube, it'd be much appreciated if you could pass it around. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and ring that notification bell before you go. All much appreciated. Thanks for watching. Thank you.